A few years ago, I heard a pastor share a sermon that really struck me. And the pastor in the sermon made the point that we don't pray big enough. And he said this story. He said that there once was a king who went around and he conquered countries after countries. And he got to this one country, and after he conquered it, he went to the castle. And when he sat in the castle, he told his men to bring all the people from the country to him. The soldiers didn't understand why. Well, once they brought everyone, the king was sitting there on the throne that was once occupied by someone else. Well, the king asked his soldiers to bring the civilians one at a time to the throne and to ask him a request. The soldiers were confused, as anyone would be. And as the king sat there, the first person approached, and the king said, "What can I give you?" The person looked at the king, scared because their king has just been conquered and killed. And the person said, "King, my family is very poor and we're very cold. If you could give us blankets, that would be enough." And the king just said, "Sure." And then that person got blankets. Then the next person came up and the king said, "What do you want?" And the person said, "Food, king. I'm very hungry. If you could give me food, that would be great." And as people came, one after another, the soldiers noticed that the king seemed upset, or he didn't seem content. He was sitting on his throne helping many people, but he didn't seem to be satisfied. But then this one person came, and the king was looking afar, seeing this person talking to the soldier, and there was a dispute. The king asked him, "What is he asking? What is his request?" And the soldier said, "No, king, it's not even worth it. I'm not even going to bring him to you. I can't believe he has the audacity to even ask this." The king said, "I want to hear it." So the man walked up to the throne and said, "King, I want this castle." The soldier just immediately jumped in front of the man. "King, I'm sorry, I apologize. He shouldn't even say this. I'll kill him right now." And the king said, "Stop. You want this castle?" And the man said, "Yes." And for the first time that day, according to the story, the king smiled and said, "The castle's yours." According to the pastor that said the story, he said, the difference between this request and every other was very distinct. The king was able to provide food. The king was able to provide clothing, like anyone else. But only a king could provide a castle. You can't ask for a castle from anyone. And for the first time that day, someone asked the king of something only a king could provide. And it made him feel like a king. And I share that today because how many times do we come to God and ask him of things that we could ask anyone? "Oh Lord, I need you to give me some food," or "Lord, I need some this, that, X, Y, and Z." I challenge you the way the pastor challenged me in that sermon. Come to God and ask him of great things. Ask him to move the mountains and the obstacles and the things that are troubling you. Ask him big, because he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask and think. And let God smile when we call upon him, because he sees that we acknowledge who we're talking to, that we're asking of things only a God could provide.